filming in a different filming spot, so it's probably going to sound different and look different.
Yep.
It'll be a little echoey. We also have a cat here. So, as anybody who films with cats knows, he may just make an appearance. You never know.
We got a cat and a house since last time you joined us.
No, we are actually spending the weekend at my sister's house because they are out of town for the weekend. So
don't tell them. Shh.
Yeah, don't tell them. They don't know we're here. No, just kidding. Also, I look like I'm taller than he is, but I'm not. I just have more padding in my rear end.
You don't look taller.
A little bit.
Same.
As you can see, I'm wearing my Disney World sweatshirt. He's wearing his Mickey hat because we are doing our trip report from our January 2021 trip.
2021 already.
Yeah. So we went from January 23rd to January 30th of 2021. And we just took some notes. So we're going to be a little bit organized in this one.
Try to not make it out too long.
Yeah, but nobody who's ever watched one of these of ours believes us.
Yeah.
But you're probably right. Okay, so first thing we want to talk about was travel. So the thing we did different this year from other years is we stayed at the airport hotel. And I can't think of what it's called right now.
Intercontinental?
Intercontinental, I think that's right. What were your thoughts about that, staying at the hotel the night before?
I liked it. I thought it worked out good. We decided to drive ourselves too.
Yeah.
Which that we might change.
I think so.
You can park at the hotel at MSP, Minneapolis St. Paul International.
Yep.
You can park at the hotel, but then you'd have to move your car anyway, I think, or you'd pay for a night there, and then you got to pay for the rest of the time in the regular airport ramp. I believe that was how it would work. So we just decided to pay for the one thing, and you could prepay for parking in the airport ramp. So we just did that, and then I walked over. I dropped her off, and then I walked over to the hotel.
So we didn't have to lug the bags. How much was the cost for the parking? In the 200s?
I think it was $2 something. Yeah.
Well, I'll try to get all of this information
and that
and
was
put it down
Friday
in the description,
through
but-
Saturday. So not Friday and Saturday. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. The whole week. Week and a day.
Yep.
So that probably we might change. We might get dropped off. You think?
Dad, if you're watching, we're probably going to need you to drop us off at the hotel next time.
Yeah.
Yes,
But
I would agree with that.
Staying at the hotel was kind of nice because it was leisurely. After work, we went down there and we were able to. The restaurant wasn't open because of COVID.
Right.
But we ordered something and brought it to our room.
To be clear, you couldn't eat in the restaurant.
Yeah.
But it was serving.
Yeah.
And it was one of the best cheeseburgers we've ever had.
Yeah, it was delicious actually.
It was really good.
So
yeah, I think I agree with that.
it's much more leisurely getting to the airport
Than getting up at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
to try to get there on time. Yeah. So I think I agree. We would probably have airport shuttle, aka my dad, take us down to the hotel sometime Friday evening.
Yeah.
And stay there, and then because to get to the airport from the hotel was like we walked across the street.
Well, we took a shuttle.
Yeah, but the shuttle drove us like 2 blocks, and then we walked across the street.
Yeah, but you couldn't walk. You could, I think.
You could, I think.
But
It was very cold.
You have to go outside, I think.
It was very, very cold the day we left.
Anyway, we took a shuttle in the morning, and no one else was there because of COVID.
Yep.
I think they would allow another couple, but
there just wasn't anybody there.
So yeah, that was nice and easy, and I liked it. Kind of worked out nice.
Yep.
We were able to relax Friday night. Still got up a little early for what, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock?
I think we got up at like 5.
Yeah.
Instead of, I mean, at home we get up like 2:30 or 3 because my dad picks us up by 4 so we can get to the airport on time.
Yeah.
Because you never know, there might be traffic, there might be an accident, there
We're
might
only
be
an hour, 45 minutes away from the airport, so it's not like.
But
it's
again, traffic, weather,
Yeah.
accident, you have to worry about that stuff, and you don't have to if you're already down there.
Yeah.
So, okay, then how about the flight itself?
Flight itself was great because
First class.
yeah, splurged again and did first class. Boy, if don't do it unless
If you
think
can't
you're
afford it.
willing to do it again, because you really spoil yourself.
It's really hard to fly normal after flying first
You have
class.
so much room and everything.
the space for your feet, and I know we've talked about this in previous trip reports, so we won't go on too much, but the space for your feet, we like the screen and the TV. Now, I understand that Delta has that for everything, all of their flights. Yeah. We've never flown Delta regular. But that part...
Just being able to shift around and...
Yes.
Unbend your legs and the food.
So they were not doing meal service or constantly offering you a beverage, that service because of COVID, but they were handing out these snack boxes. I will insert a picture right here of our snack box. It was good. Yeah. It was a lot of really good snacks. And that was above and beyond what the rest of the plane got. The rest of the plane got a nice little snack baggie too. But for first class, instead of our meal, we got this very nice snack box.
And I think we could have requested more to drink if we wanted to.
I think we also could have requested additional snack boxes.
Yeah.
If we wanted to. Yeah. So yeah, the flight was awesome, completely smooth. The airport experience was great. Security was good on both ends. Dead on both ends. Yeah. Quiet, all of that.
And we've said this before, but I think MSP is way better than the Orlando airport.
Leaps and bounds.
First of all, there's a Delta separate check-in for first class and priority. At MSP, they don't have that at Orlando. It's just one security checkpoint. Orlando really needs a makeover, I think. They just threw their security in this one section, and it looks like it's more planned out at
during normal non-COVID traveling crowd levels. MCO is a nightmare. It's my least favorite place on the planet to be. It's just it's not.
And it seems like it also gets highly rated, but
I don't understand that. I don't.
And most of their good stuff is before security, so you can't. We like to get through security and relax, where everything in Minneapolis is after.
When you walk in the front doors of MSP, all there are
baggage checks.
Are baggage check lines for each of the airlines, and security. Yeah. That is it
then
in one big row.
Then you get through there, and then all the restaurants
like a massive
and shops
shopping
and
center.
everything.
Yeah.
Or the Disney store at Orlando is before security.
Yeah.
And so if you wanted to, we don't hang around in there because we would just want to get through.
And you would just have to carry all that stuff through security with you then. Yeah. There's just a lot. MCO needs a refresh. The one thing that's popping into my mind before we move on is when we were waiting for our flight home, there was at least 200 more people than there were places to sit.
Yeah.
At the end of where the Delta gates were. It looked like there was 12 flights full of people that were going to leave at 6 gates. But it wasn't. The gates are all there, but there's no place to sit. Not even hardly room on the floor.
And even without COVID and half the seats blocked off, it still didn't seem like there was enough chairs for all the gates.
No.
Anyway.
Yeah. Okay, then the last thing having to do with travel would be the Magical Express. The last time.
It's
done. Well, for us. Last time for us. If you're traveling in 2021, you will still have the Magical Express.
Ending at the end of the year.
Mm-hmm. Right. Our next trip is until next January. So, it was good. There was nothing really remarkable about the experience. It was same as always. It was good. It was a good experience.
We didn't wait very long. We got on pretty quickly.
Yep. And I was thinking, I was super bummed about it. Because, which reminds me of the one thing I didn't write down on my little list of things to talk about. We were thinking we were going to be super bummed about no Magical Express because we don't love the whole process of renting a car. But when we get to the not so good part about this trip, we're okay with having a car on future trips. We'll discuss in a bit. Okay. You know what? Let's discuss it right now so we can just do happy stuff after that. Okay. The reason, and I think we both feel this way, the reason we're okay with having to rent a car on future trips, I think, is because we're done with the Disney buses.
We're getting a little
for the most part.
Tired of them,
And it's not like we had some hours-long nightmare experience.
No.
But it was just little annoyance after little annoyance after little annoyance on this trip, don't you think?
Two.
Two for sure. Oh, it was the experience of standing. I remember once at Magic Kingdom and the other at Disney Springs are the two that I'm thinking of the most.
I'm thinking one at the boardwalk was the other one.
Oh, that one too. See, there were a few. So the ones that are kind of in my head, from Magic Kingdom to another park, and from Disney Springs to, I don't even remember where we were going. You're waiting for a bus. The line is starting to pack up. Now keep in mind, they don't fill the buses 100% full, pretty close, but not 100%. So as the line fills up, you know fewer people are gonna get on this next bus. And then you see, at Magic Kingdom, I counted 8 buses come in that said, refilling my pixie dust. So they're not there to pick anybody up. No buses for any of the resorts that had people waiting in line. Something doesn't seem right.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, obviously we don't know the full process and everything, but
we don't.
As you're standing there, it's just frustrating to see buses go by not doing anything
Constantly.
And it's like
so in your face too. At Disney Springs,
I wish they could drive like a separate area that you couldn't see them.
At Disney Springs in particular, there's like a middle, so you can see every single like stall is full of people for all the resorts. But there's like a dozen buses just parked in the middle sitting there. Yeah. It's really hard. Like, can you have like a bus lot somewhere where you can put them?
Hide them away. We don't want to see that one.
Yeah. And the other thing is, so I know they say it can be like a 25-ish minute wait for buses. That's kind of their standard thing. I don't think we ever waited longer than that.
No.
But we waited right up until the 20 minutes several times, and it was not crowded when we were there. So 20 minutes during not COVID? No, that's not going to happen. We were there during a relatively quiet week with low park capacity, and we waited 20 to 25 minutes. And then there was the one incident that we both thought was weird. There was a bus driver standing there waiting to get on, so I assumed it was a bus driver swap.
Yep.
And they get on there, and they're not looking at the little computery thing on the bus. They're pulled out like crumpled paper things from their pockets, like those were their schedules, and seemed to have a very confused discussion. And then the guy who was the new bus driver just kind of left, and the old bus driver stayed on. It didn't look like they had all their ducks in a row.
No.
So I don't know. But then you talk about the boardwalk bus stop thing.
Well, that was confusing too, because usually at the boardwalk or at the deluxe ones, there's not a lot of people waiting. So you don't really have to, there's no line or whatever. They don't have lines, they just have a kind of a bus stop. But this time, the bus stop area was full, and then there's people backed up the sidewalk waiting. And it seemed like I think there was 2 Animal Kingdom buses that came through.
At least 2, yep.
And nobody got on, and everybody was waiting for
Hollywood Studios and Disney Springs are the 2 things people were waiting for.
And it's like, took those forever, and then by the time, we were just like, well, there's so many people here, we're probably not going to get on. We ended up taking a lift.
Yep.
I mean, it's not like it was a huge deal, but
no,
I don't know why that.
There's something about the bus schedule that was not good on our trip.
Something wasn't working, yeah.
Like multiple buses were coming from one location with no bus from another. Something was not right with the buses on that trip.
And we might be easily aggravated, probably.
We are a little bit,
and impatient, I guess.
And I think it's entirely possible. We have never had this bad of an experience, so it's entirely possible that this was an anomaly.
Yeah.
But I think
probably.
We're kind of just like, all right, they've solved the problem for us. Magical Express is going away. We're going to have a car, no more buses. Because the rest of Disney transportation, boats, Skyliner, monorail, we're good with all of that. That's the only like ranty thing we have, I think. The rest of the trip was good. Everyone, whew. Okay. So the resort, we stayed at the boardwalk, which was like dream stay for us. We've been wanting to stay there. I mean, we love the boardwalk. Yeah. We stayed in room 3019.
Studio.
Check out all of our trip vlogs too for any of like the more in-depth videos of this trip.
The room tour.
Room tour, all of that. Studio Villa. We, as almost always, rented DVC points through David's DVC. There's always a link. Any video we talk about Disney, I put a link to them in the description. Please check them out because they're fantastic. We've had nothing but amazing experiences, and we stay for a fraction of the cost. $2,100, I think.
I think so.
$2,100 for 7 nights at the boardwalk. Go price a 7-night trip at the boardwalk on the website without, and yeah,
Was it that much, or was our last one that?
This was 21 because we did a preferred room,
Oh yeah.
which was the one thing we wouldn't do again.
Yeah.
Because it didn't mean boardwalk view, it just meant like closer to amenities or something like that. It wasn't enough of a benefit.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do it again.
We were looking over the riverway, and the Swan was on the other side.
And it was
That side.
a fine view,
fine,
but we were
yeah.
in like a crook, so we were actually looking into somebody else's balcony. It just wasn't worth paying extra for. It only would have been about $1,800
Yeah.
for a regular room. So that's, I mean, you can get,
You can get it cheaper.
you can stay a week for $1,500 or $1,600 depending which resort you stay at.
Yeah.
So yeah, check them out. Okay, so we arrived at the resort.
We're early. We're always early.
We're
We always
always
take an
early, yep,
flight.
and check-in is 4 for those. But we always do select early check-in over everything else, which we're rethinking a little bit. But we were sitting there for quite a while. It was probably about an hour.
We thought about checking our bags and then
Bell services,
go.
yeah.
Yeah, but we thought, we'll just
We were
wait.
kind of sweaty and gross, and we knew we were going to go to Epcot later anyway. So we just kind of sat there, and all of a sudden this cast member comes over. I wish we would have remembered her name, but
I
we
know.
don't. But she was from Norway.
No,
We
she's
do
from
remember that
Norway.
it said she was from Norway. So sweet.
And she
Asked
just
us,
asked us because we were sitting there with like 4 rolling luggage pieces. And
clearly
she was
like travel weary.
She's, are you leaving, coming, or going? And
No, we're just getting here.
so then she went back and checked a few things and came back and said, well, we can get you in a room. It won't be as high as you wanted, I think. Was
Yeah,
right?
the thing that was holding us up was that we had checked higher floor, and they were trying to prioritize that. And she said, if you give that up, we can get you a room now.
And we were like,
And
sure.
we said, that's fine.
And we
yeah.
were still on the 3rd floor.
We were on the 3rd floor, yeah.
So,
And the only reason we select higher floor is because a little bit quieter.
Yeah.
If you get to the highest floor, you won't have feet above you, that kind of thing.
so that was a.
That
she
was a
just came
perk.
over proactively. We didn't.
We didn't
seek her
ask.
out. She just came over.
And we weren't moaning or groaning
No,
or
we were
complaining.
just sitting there.
We were just sitting there.
Relaxing.
Yep.
So, yeah, it was very nice of her to check with us. and-
Super good. Yep. Yeah, and then we went to our room. The room location was good, like we just said. We could see the back of the Swan and the riverway, but it wasn't a nice enough balcony that we really were out there much.
Yeah.
But the room location, as far as like getting out of the building and all that, was fine.
Mm-hmm.
It was a little bit of a walk to the elevator, but the one difference is that we've never stayed in a Disney resort where the halls are inside.
Yeah.
We've always stayed with the entrance on the outside. That was amazing,
That was nice. Yeah.
especially on the warmer days, to be able to walk to and from your room in air conditioning, quiet, and then you get out.
Yeah.
So yeah, room location was neither here nor there, but that part of the resort was awesome. Room condition,
It wasn't.
it wasn't bad,
No.
but it's an old room.
Yeah, it wasn't updated.
No, and it showed its wear in a few places. Like if you watch the room tour, you'll see the cabinet, like the doors on the cabinet where we put our clothes.
That was
You had to
kinda-
like pick them up and fold them in because they were kind of bent.
Yeah, that was kinda-
Yeah, there were just a few things. You know, the fabric on the couch was worn, stuff like that. Not vitally important
It wasn't
things.
dirty or anything.
No, it wasn't gross. It just was probably, honestly, probably the least nice, like quality-wise room that we've stayed in. It showed its age.
Yes.
It for sure showed its age. More like the All-Star rooms showed their age.
Because we just got finished staying at a refurbed
Saratoga Springs, which was,
and a refurbed Pop Century.
yeah.
So yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so it showed its age. But it's a nice room. It's standard deluxe studio, if you know what those look like.
Yeah, that was very nice.
And then the location of the resort.
That's awesome.
I mean, we walked out of our door every day, and there was the boardwalk and the beach
Yep.
club and the yacht club across the lake, and it was
Walk right to Epcot and the Skyliner.
fantastic.
I walked to Hollywood Studios.
Yes, which we will talk about later, the best way to get to Hollywood Studios, but which, I mean, it's walking. Yeah, location, this is the best resort location, in our opinion. Our favorite resort location. don't you think?
Yep.
Overall. And the last thing about the resorts would be like the food choices and the amenities. So amenities, they have their store called the Screen Door. Screen
Has,
Door?
like, a couple different
Screen
names.
Porch.
Screen Door.
Screen Door.
Thimbles and threads.
Thimbles and threads, yep. Half of it is like souvenir-y, clothes, toys. The front half is, there's like a little bakery counter, and then it's like the DVC stuff. Like you can get some food, you can get some medicine, you can get some like toiletry items. They have like the frozen pizzas, the pop, that kind of stuff for the DVC rooms. No reason you would need to go anywhere else for any of that kind of stuff. They had everything.
Yeah.
Plus, based on this location, you also can go right around the loop and go to the beach club or the yacht club to their stores too.
Yeah.
So you kind of have a 3-for-1.
I would say quick service wise, it's a little lower than some of the other ones because they do have the bakery, the Boardwalk Bakery.
Yep.
But that's out
it.
on the boardwalk, and everybody that's visiting there goes there
There's
too.
no independent
So
inside food of any kind.
The thing that gives it a leg up or a positive is the Boardwalk Pizza window, which we had a couple times.
Twice. It's
So
such good pizza.
that's nice to have there
Yeah.
because you could get the pizza and then take it back to your room.
Yes.
But they didn't have did they have like nuggets or burgers at
No.
some stuff
They
like
did
that?
not,
I guess.
No. And again, the option there to get around that is Beach Club and Yacht Club both have like marketplace-y type.
And they do
places.
have sit down when they're open, but like the Flying Fish wasn't open, the Big River Grill.
No, all of
wasn't
that
open.
has opened since.
Now it has opened, yeah.
And they do have the Trattoria al Forno. ESPN Club's not open right now, so
Yeah,
that's
that's
a
not open.
big toughie because if you're looking for a little bit less expensive regular food option, and Boardwalk does not have any inside table service or quick service inside the resort. They're all like, I want to say open to the public, which all the resorts are, but more easily
So
accessible.
overall, and we wanted to stay there so bad, that's the only thing is the COVID situation kind of lessened the atmosphere.
Yes.
Because there's no performers, everything is open. So there's a lot less to do there and a lot more action going on the boardwalk.
Yep.
So that was a little bit of a
It brought it
bummer.
down a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about it for resort. Would we stay there again?
Sure.
100%. However, quick little segue, we are staying at the beach club on our next trip.
Yeah, so just across the way.
Next January, we could have done either one, although the boardwalk didn't have any. I put in a request for the DVC rental, and the boardwalk did not have any standard studio rooms available already for next January. They only would have had the more expensive room, which we didn't want, but the beach club did have a room. So same area, we'll just be able to tell you a little bit about a different resort after that trip. But yeah, so clearly we're recommending staying in the boardwalk area.
Yeah, we love that area. Because right now, Hollywood Studios is probably our favorite park. Epcot is always... Epcot's nice to have so close.
It's nice. It's a strolling park. It's a foodie park. It's nice to have close. And just Beach Club was the same price, FYI. If you're looking at price, that was also $2,100. We're paying for that for a week. So, okay, super quick. We want to touch on COVID-19 because it's a thing. Everybody wants to know.
And that affected stuff like the boardwalk, what's open and not.
It did. So the basic rules, they're all the same. I'll just go through them really quick because I think everybody knows them.
Mask everywhere.
Mask everywhere on property except for when you are actively eating and stationary. You can't eat when you're walking. You can't eat in a line. None of that. You have to be stationary and actively eating. Or in a restaurant. Now, when we were there in a restaurant, as soon as you were seated at your table, you could take it off. We have heard that they've tweaked it now, so they want you to keep it on until your food is there.
Yeah.
Minor tweak. There are temperature checks to get into the parks.
And Disney Springs.
And Disney Springs. Super quick, fire a gun at your forehead, temperature check. I mean, sometimes it hardly seemed like there's any chance they could have done it, but, so not an inconvenience at all. That's it, really, right? Oh, social distancing.
Yeah.
Markers outside most stores, limits in the shops and stores, markers on the rides. So that's just the basic overview. You can find more on Disney's website, and I think we all know this because it's been going on for a while. As far as how it affected the trip, boardwalk, as we just discussed.
Lot less things open.
Yep, fewer things open.
Restaurants, stuff.
We did wait outside once or twice for a couple of stores, I feel like, but it was never more than a, it was really, what I've found is it's not so much about the number of people in the store, it's controlling the flow so you don't have a jam of people going in at the same time.
Like World of Disney, sometimes the line was back pretty far, but you steadily walked up through it.
Yeah, don't let that scare you from going in, because it's not that you're waiting for somebody else to leave. It's just that they're staggering you going in, so you're in and to where you're gonna look. So, safety factor, we have to put a caveat on this because we haven't really been worried at all during COVID. But if I'm trying to look at it from the standpoint of somebody who might be a little more concerned, it's very safe.
Most people are pretty good about staying away and keeping masks on.
We saw very few people not wearing their masks. A handful with the nose sticking out, but I think maybe one or two the whole trip that had a mask actually hanging down or not
and the
on.
cast members are pretty good about it.
Very good. Yep. And people are very good about social distancing, making a curve when they walk by you. They've put up more tables and seating spots at all the parks. Disney Springs, everywhere I noticed, more little seating spots where you could tuck out of the way when you eat. People are being very respectful of the dashes and the lines for the rides. I told people when I came home that, and I still feel this way, I feel safer at Disney World, anywhere on property, than I ever have at my local Walmart. Based on the enforcing of the rules, all of that. So if you're somebody who's on the fence, obviously everybody has their own reasons and you need to do what's right for you. But if you're on the fence because you're just not quite sure, I feel like you're going to feel very safe.
Yeah.
They're doing a very good job. And you could take the fact that they've been open since, June of 2020, with 0 reported massive breakouts or anything there. That's a big deal. So anyway, I think that's enough about that. But okay. We have our little rundown of our itinerary, so we're basically just going to go through each day and kind of talk about the highlights and stuff, I think.
Sure.
This was a sort of planned, but not super planned trip.
That's another COVID thing. You have to plan out your days.
Our best trip ever, both of us agree, was January 2020 when we made no fast passes, no dining reservations, and had no plans. You still can't make fast passes. But
you got to make
park pass reservations, which is one thing I forgot to mention about COVID. Sorry.
And the positive of COVID is there's hardly any bag check.
Yes,
now everything is touchless bag, and
yes.
Sometimes they'll pull you over if they see something, but most times you're just walking through like an airport scanner kind of.
Yes, those are the two COVID-related things that we forgot to mention.
Bag check used to back up way up. Now there's like no line in the bag check.
It's like you all walk through a detector. They only pull you aside if they hear something.
Walk through,
And we only got pulled aside because we realized later we had a little metal medallion thing on the new bag that we had bought.
Yeah, the kept.
Without that, I don't think we would have. That's amazing. And then the park pass reservations, I had forgotten to mention that. You do have to have your ticket purchased ahead of time or an annual pass, and you do not have to be staying on property. And you have to make a reservation ahead of time. When we went, there was reservations all over the place. This week, you couldn't go to a park this week if you didn't already have a reservation.
Spring break.
Yeah, they're done. Also, super quick, there is park hopping.
After 2 p.m.
After 2 p.m., there's a number you can call. Again, every one of the videos from this latest trip video series, including this one, the phone number you call, I'm putting in the bottom, but you can Google it and know too, and it just tells you which parks are available. This week, there's probably no parks available. But if they're available, all you have to do is get on a bus and go.
Yeah.
When you click your Magic Band or your ticket at the park, it will be able to tell you have to have gone in, clicked your ticket or your Magic Band to the park that you had the reservation for in the morning. But that's it. All you have to have done is click it.
And we did that one time. We had a reservation for Epcot. We walked in, clicked in. went through the international store there at the end, and walked right back out.
I went to Hollywood Studios.
Studios.
That's all it takes. Any time after 2 p.m. if the parks are available. So
Yeah.
park hopping, in my opinion, is basically back.
Yeah.
There's just the time constraint and the availability, but if you're there at a normal crowd time. Okay, so Saturday, our travel day, we made reservations at Via Napoli for our first night, which I think might become a thing.
That was kind of nice.
Yeah. So after we got all of the check-in at the resort, we unpacked everything. We took our time. We made like a 6:55 reservation. Took our time, got freshened up and changed, went to Epcot. It was great. Sat in
It was quiet that night.
It was quiet. We sat and people watched outside in the pavilion until we could go in. We had our pizza, and then we walked down and decided we were going to do the Frozen ride because that line can get kind of long, and we figured, well, who cares this time of night?
Yeah.
I think we waited like 20 minutes, maybe half an hour.
Wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad. And then we basically just closed down the park. We just kind of wandered up
And it's such a good time because you're starving after a travel day. At least we all
good day
are.
to eat a big meal like
and
that.
It's good to have the big meal. Yeah. Otherwise, you kind of, if you eat Via Napoli in the middle of the day, you kind of like, whoa.
Yeah, then you kind of have the Thanksgiving meat sweats after you're done and you can't really walk around. It was ideal, I think. And then because we were staying, we could just mosey on back to our resort.
Yeah.
So I think that's what we're going to do next time too. And then Sunday we went to Magic Kingdom. Okay. Poor Magic Kingdom on this trip. It started strong because we ate at Pecos Bill's.
Yum! I love the tacos there.
He's obsessed about the tacos there. And if you've watched our channel, you know this a little bit, but Picky Eater doesn't even begin to cover it, does it?
No.
I mean, what is your probably theme park staple at Disney?
Chicken nuggets.
It's chicken nuggets. Nothing against the chicken nuggets. They're amazing. But usually I'm like, ooh, here's a place where I could get some pulled pork and he can get some chicken nuggets. I make sure there's chicken nuggets at whatever I want to get. Pecos Bill, I like a lot of things there, but I think I would like a lot of things there, I guess I should say. What I get is the nachos. And I love them, but you like these tacos so much that this, like you were already talking about this before we had thought about where we were going to eat.
Yeah.
So.
They're delish.
Yeah, if you have a picky eater in your family, but they like chicken.
Another positive of COVID is they're putting everything separate. So they're not putting everything
toppings
together, and they're having, so I could put on what I want to do. They have a big toppings bar normally there, but that was closed.
So
they just gave you little
the
cups
first
of
time
everything.
we visit Pecos Bill's post-COVID, we'll have to check and see how they
what
do
they
it.
put on it.
Or if you've had the chicken tacos at Pecos Bill's pre-COVID, please comment and let us know. Do they come with toppings? Or are the toppings separate, or do you go to the toppings bar?
Yeah.
Good to know. So that was a highlight. Then we did have a Cheshire Cat tail also. Super highlight. Amazing. The Cheshire Cafe is closed right now due to COVID, but Cosmic Rays has.
And we went to Cosmic Rays twice, and we sat in like the same spot.
Yes.
Looking out at the castle with the view of the
so
castle right there.
nice.
That's fantastic.
Super nice. But then Magic Kingdom kind of fell apart. It didn't fall apart, but it just didn't, it was not magical. We were not feeling it.
Well, we don't like to wait, and going to Disney World don't want to wait.
I know,
We don't want to
lines.
wait in long lines and stuff usually, so.
And everything was kind of a long line.
It was kind
that
of long,
day.
and we were like, we walked the whole park.
We did, yeah.
But
we just weren't
we
really
just didn't want to
feeling
wait
it.
for anything, so
We
we
rode
just
the Haunted
kinda-
Mansion because
Yeah.
it's us.
Then we were kind of done.
We kind of were done, yeah. The other thing about Magic Kingdom is, I don't know if this is controversial or not, but give a thumbs up or a thumbs down on the count of 3 about the castle. Painted pink. 1, 2, 3. We don't like it. It's not butt ugly.
It's not bad, but it's not.
But it
not as nice as it was.
It
Let's say
affects
that.
the experience.
You think
This
so?
is the first time I have ever been to Magic Kingdom and not walked down the... Now, okay, to be fair, it was pink the last 2 times I was there too. But this time in particular, I was needing this trip. I was not in a great place before this trip. And I was excited about that moment to see the castle. And it was like, oh, there's the castle. Sometimes I get emotional when I see it. And I might be putting too much on this, that the pink paint affected my emotions. But I don't really care for it. And we were just watching an old Disney vlog of somebody else's, and the castle was nice and gray, and it made me a little sad. So I'm not about the pink castle. The pink Disneyland can have the pink castle. That said, that is not why we left Magic Kingdom. We didn't go, ugh, that pink castle, we need to leave. But we left very early.
Yeah.
And we went to Epcot. And yeah, we just kind of bummed around Epcot, but we saw Voices of Liberty.
Yep.
Fantastic. They're so good. We've seen them before. They're
And they
performing.
have a little show outside now.
Yeah, it's outside in the little pavilion. It's outside of the American Pavilion, but across there's like that little show, like an amphitheater. Yeah. And they're performing Disney songs right now.
Yeah.
So it was really, really good. And then we ate at what has surprisingly become another favorite for us, Regal Eagle Smokehouse, also in the American Pavilion. It's delicious.
It's good, yeah.
You don't like it as much as I do, huh?
I do like it.
Picky eater, if you remember.
I do like it.
The biggest kicker for me is this, like, Texas garlic toast that is what the burgers are in.
Yeah.
So good. I had the baked beans one time. They're good.
Mac and cheese is good.
The mac and cheese is good. The burgers are good. The burgers are Disney Burger Plus, just the burger patty itself.
Yeah.
Little step above their theme park burger quality, but the stuff on the burgers was good. I had a barbecue, like some pulled pork and barbecue sauce and onion strings on mine, but you even had a regular one and liked it. Super, super good. And it's a really nice location.
There's both indoor and outdoor seating.
Yeah, and this trip we did indoor both times, but on our previous trip we did outdoor. And the outdoor seating is very nice too if the weather's nice. Nice picnic tables. It's just overall, I think it's probably our favorite quick service at Epcot right now.
Yeah.
So we did that, and then, and then we came back and we went to the Ale and Compass Lounge. We've never done that before. It was some kind of game going on? Football?
Yeah, football game.
Football game going on.
Oh, you really sounded
I really sounded like a girl, didn't I? Some sort of sport with a ball. There was football playoffs going on. So there was people in there. And yeah, we ordered some drinks and some Parker House rolls.
Yeah, those were good.
Oh,
well, the rolls were good.
Okay, the rolls were good, but the spreads, the citrus butter, and the pub cheese.
Yeah, that was good.
We were too scared to try the bacon jam because that's not really our jam.
We tried a little bit, but
a little taste. I like my bacon to be crisp.
That's not our jam.
Bacon jam is not my jam. I like my bacon to be in a crisp piece, not in jam. Maybe we missed out, but the pub cheese and the citrus butter.
Yeah, those.
And the guy even came back and was like, "Do you need a few more rolls to go with the rest of that spread?"
Need some more rolls.
So that was just really fun. That's something we'd never done before.
Yeah.
Just hang out in the lounge and just kind of chill. It was really nice. Plus the yacht club, the interior of the yacht club is like our favorite spot on Disney. The smell, the lobby. Oh, it's amazing. So that was super fun. And then Monday we went to Disney Springs and we tried Everglazed.
Which is really good.
Oh, so good. So all the hype right now at Disney Springs is Gideon's and Everglazed, the two new places that opened. Gideon's, unless you want to wait 12 hours at a virtual queue, we're going to need a new battery. We'll be right back. Okay, so Everglazed. Yeah, basically it was between Gideon's and Everglazed, and the wait for Gideon's is just ridiculously insane. We're glad we did Everglazed.
Yeah, it was good.
There was nobody there in the morning. Yeah, it was a Monday morning, so that's why, but there was nobody there. And tons of good donut choices. They have some other food there too, but I had a Fruity Pebbles one, and you had
Cinnamon Toast
Crunch, and they were
both delicious.
Fantastic. They were so good. The donut was good quality. Highly, highly recommend.
Yeah.
And then we went to the Ganachery and got some chocolates, which we had gotten something there once before, I think. Or no, we'd only been in there.
Yeah, we never.
Bought a couple chocolate squares. The price is just absolutely obscene, but they're delicious.
Yeah.
So
it's fun.
It was fun, and then we sat kind of along one of those little like little waterfront where there's a stage, and kind of sat and ate. Had lunch at Earl of Sandwich. Nothing to really say about Earl of Sandwich. It's just a sandwich shop, but really highly recommend.
It's good, and it's cheaper on the cheaper end.
It's on the cheaper end.
Disney food.
Yep, and it's just very, very good. Well-made
Yeah.
sandwiches.
Yep.
Yeah, they have soup. They have almost like what?
I was gonna say souped up Subway, but you
I thought
took
he said soup.
which they do have soup.
And then I snorted just to add to the fun. Yeah, they have, it's cafeteria style almost feel for the other, like you go up and you order your soup or your sandwich and then you
pick
walk
out
through a
chips
row.
and cookies and
Yeah,
fruit
and-
or whatever.
Yeah, it's really good. We
You
like
do
it.
like this.
Yeah, you have to go like this when you pick out your fruit. We're getting silly. That's what you come here for though, right? Is the silliness? Okay, and then we went to Hollywood Studios for a short period of time. Just kind of popped around a little bit. We got the Patty Frog Sipper,
Yep.
which you will have seen if you watched our Hollywood Studios vlogs. And really we just kind of chilled.
Yeah.
We just kind of hung around a little bit. And then we came back and we got pizza from the Boardwalk Pizza window, which we did already mention, but
Very good.
so good. So good. Tuesday was our big Hollywood Studios day, like our full Hollywood Studios day. We did get a Rise of the Resistance boarding group. So we did an experiment. I took the boat. I know, shocking of the two of us that I would be the one that would choose to boat rather than walk. It's a shocker. But I took the boat and he walked. So we left our room at the same time and he walked and I went down to the front and waited for the boat. I took the boat.
I walked, and she like hovered down. That's why we
I
said-
hovered.
We both walked out. I just walked out the back.
I didn't walk. I hovered.
Floated like an angel
Needless to
that
say,
you are.
it took him about 17 minutes or something you ended up counting.
Something like that.
Total.
From door to door.
From door to walk. It took me 35. Don't boat. Don't boat unless you absolutely have to.
If you want to be leisurely and you don't want to walk anymore, sure, boat.
I guess that's fair, yeah. If you're looking to get there quickly, I mean, my opinion, even somebody who doesn't like to
It's not a
walk any
long
extra
walk.
steps,
It was a lot shorter than I thought.
yeah, I would prefer to walk.
Yeah.
And if you want to check out our Hollywood Studios video from this trip, I'll like link a playlist or something if I think about it. Otherwise, go on our channel and look. He filmed his walk, the majority of his walk. I didn't film on the boat, but he did film. So you can see it was a very easy walk. And the boat took so long because I caught it right at the boardwalk and then we had to go across to the yacht and the beach, then across back this way to the Swan and Dolphin, back behind my neck, and then all the way to Hollywood Studios.
And I just went.
So yeah, boat's definitely an option. Also, probably the best option if you don't want to walk is the Skyliner, but it was down that day.
Yes. That is why we did
If it hadn't been down, we probably wouldn't have even bothered with the whole walk and boat thing. We probably would have just walked over to Epcot and taken the Skyliner
Because we love the Skyliner.
love the Skyliner. But yeah, we tried the Jack Jack Num
Num
Num cookies, or cookie, and it's funny because when I was editing our vlog from that day, we're like, yeah, it's good. That's a good chocolate chip cookie. But we did a quick review right after our first bite, and then we never talked about it again. By the time we were done, it's a little dry.
Yeah.
The middle was better.
Maybe we just got a stale one or something.
Maybe we did. It just was a basic chocolate chip cookie.
Yeah.
It wasn't gross. It was good.
I mean, it's a chocolate chip cookie.
Yeah, and it tasted good. It had a good flavor.
Yeah.
But,
It
yeah,
was kind of crusty on the edge, and
it was kind of
I
crusty
thought
on
it
the
was going
edge.
to be more gooey and warmer or something.
Yeah, yeah. And then I had a Ronto roaster breakfast wrap.
Mm.
Yum. Like I can't, it just, yum.
Ooh.
You need to have one. You liked it too, other than the sausage, right? You didn't have the sausage.
Yeah.
But the egg and the peppercorn and all that stuff.
Yeah.
He doesn't like snappy hot dogs or sausages, like
Yes,
skin on, and
no.
this is a skin on. But it was really good. And then we ate at Backlot Express later in the day too. We did a lot of eating apparently. Num Num cookies, Ronto roasters. We rode Rise of the Resistance at some point in the middle there.
Yeah.
We did other rides too. Like
Yeah.
it's not that we didn't do any rides.
You don't need to comment on
We've
them,
talked
really.
about them so many times. And then we were sitting, I still remember it. We were sitting by Hourglass Lake. Is that what it's called?
think so. Does that sound right?
Tell us if we're wrong. The lake where Gertie the dinosaur
Echo Lake?
it's Echo Lake. I don't know where I got Hourglass from. We were sitting by Echo Lake in Hollywood Studios and trying to decide what we wanted to do next. Hollywood Studios was the busiest park on this trip. So there was a lot of lines and stuff. Just kind of, I think we were kind of pooping out a little bit. And we're looking at the app. And the times for everything at Animal Kingdom, it was like, what sort of weird plague hit Animal Kingdom? Because the line for Flight of Passage is 15 minutes. What is happening?
You can't say that.
I know. That was poor taste.
What
Sorry.
kind of plague?
A plague
The
did
COVID
hit.
plague?
Okay. We were looking at the wait times and thinking, what on earth is going on in Animal Kingdom? Right?
Yep.
15 minutes for Flight of Passage, like 5 minutes for Everest. And finally, I think you just looked at me and said, well, I think we're idiots if we don't go to Animal Kingdom right now.
Because we hadn't planned, we said no Animal Kingdom this trip.
Yeah, we were just going to not worry about it this trip, but...
We didn't make a park pass for it, but...
No, but it was after 2 p.m.
So we hopped.
And we got there, so obviously it was after 2. It had to have been close to 3.
Yeah, and the park closed at 5 that night.
Yeah.
Really early.
It had to have been close to 3 when we got there by the time we caught the bus and got over there. We went straight for the safari.
Did that.
That was great.
A walk-on.
It was a walk-on and great. Then we rode Everest.
Twice.
That
was a walk-on.
Both walk-ons, yeah. And then we went to the back to get on Flight of Passage. I think kind of figuring whatever the wait was at that point, we would do
As long
it
as
because
we
it was
get
the
there
end of the park.
before 5 or yeah.
Yeah, and I don't think I realized what time it was then, how close it was to 5 when we first got in line. But we got in line. We waited from the time we got in till the time we got loaded was probably 20.
20. So that's
Probably
super
20.
short.
That's
for
basically walk on for. Also, he had never been through the main queue.
I was at a fast pass. Yeah.
I went through it with my sister in October, but yeah, so that was fun to get to see that and not have to walk super long. We rode Flight of Passage. We came out. We wanted night blossoms because if we haven't mentioned this 100 million times, the night blossom is the most delicious beverage in all of Walt Disney World. It's a prickly pear or a desert pear and some kind of apple, purple and green slushy, and it's ridiculously good. You can get it with alcohol. We get ours without. It's got mango boba pearls on top.
Yep.
It's amazing. And we realized the park was about to close.
It was about 5 minutes to 5.
So he sprinted ahead, because I don't run. He sprinted ahead and got in line for the Night Blossom. And I got us a spot to sit outside of Satuli Canteen. And as he's coming with the Night Blossoms, I'm thinking, man, I would really like a cheeseburger pod. But it's almost time to, so I'm trying to see, I can't mobile order because it's too close to park close.
Yeah.
So I run up to the woman who's standing in the entryway.
Ready to
and
close it
she
up.
goes, you have 1 minute, and moves aside so I can go in. So I went inside, and there was like 3 people standing there ordering, and they didn't rush us at all. I think it was just they weren't going to let any more people in.
Yeah, because a few people came up while I was sitting there waiting for her, and they said, no, it's closed.
Yeah. So the 2 people in front of me ordered, I ordered, and then I didn't order a drink, and on my way out, I thought this was an above and beyond kind of nice moment. There's a drink table where they're handing out the drinks. It's a COVID thing, why they hand them out that way instead of letting you get your own. And I walked by and said, no thanks, I didn't buy a drink. And she said, well, please take a glass of water because the park is closed now and you're not going to find beverages anywhere. That was very nice of her to think about that.
Yeah.
That I wasn't even going to be able to go to a quick service place or whatever if I needed something. So
Did she
gave
say
me,
it was closing, or did she say it was
She said it
asleep?
was going to sleep.
Going to sleep.
The park's going to sleep now and you're not going to find drinks anywhere. So I got a big glass of water, which was nice. A huge glass of water for free, which was nice. And then we had our cheeseburger pods. We very leisurely sat there.
Yeah.
Like, it was well after.
There was quite a few people still left.
Yeah, it was great. It was great.
So.
And then we kind of meandered our way out. We hung out by the Tree of Life for a little bit and then wandered our way out. And we had an early night back at the resort that night. But that was really fun.
Nice. Just a couple hour trip there. And
yeah. And I feel like the lesson we learned from that was stay on your app during the day. Like, don't just filter your wait times to the park you're in. Check all of them sometimes. If you, again, this applies to annual pass holders or people with park holder tickets. If you have a one-day ticket to the park.
Hopper.
Yeah, park hopper.
thought you said something else there.
Well, if I didn't, I meant park hopper.
holder.
Park holder. If you're an annual pass holder like we are, you're good. Otherwise, if you have a park hopper added to your ticket. If you have a regular ticket, obviously, that doesn't apply. But, okay. Wednesday, we started at Magic Kingdom again. I ordered...
Another short day.
Okay.
What?
I was gonna say I ordered chili cheese dog, but first of all, he went on Space Mountain.
Yep.
Space Mountain is not my favorite. I know, don't come for me. It's just very jarring and a little bit scary. I like to ride it every so often. I rode it with my sister in October. It's not that I don't enjoy it when I ride it, but it's an every so often ride for me. He likes it more, and there was no wait, so he went right on it. I got in the seemingly insane line for Joffrey's coffee and got us a donut. Because the Joffrey's donuts,
Delicious.
don't you think? Whew. Donut connoisseur right here too. Right?
Yeah.
Well, for real. You love donuts.
Delicious, yes.
Yeah, super good. We had that, and then we decided we needed to get some lunch, so we mobile ordered from Cosmic Rays, and I ordered a chili cheese dog. All my eyes saw on the app was chili cheese dog. And he's coming over and he's like, close your eyes. And he sets the tray down in front of me. This chili cheese dog.
It was a foot-long chili cheese dog.
It was a foot-long, and the hot dog is like this thick. It's a big hot dog, foot-long, with a pile of chili and cheese on it. It was delicious. And you thought the hot dog itself was really good too. He doesn't like the chili because there's onions and stuff. A picky eater, have we said? But you took a bite of the hot dog and liked that.
That was good, yeah. The hot dog
really
was
good.
But we overlooked the foot-long in the description.
Yes, and it was kind of hysterical. So pay attention to the details when you mobile order. And then we did have a citrus, well, I had a citrus swirl. He had vanilla ice cream from the citrus swirl booth.
I like citrus swirl, not that much, but
yeah. Super
it
good.
doesn't do much for me, it's fine.
And then, again, we cut our Magic Kingdom day short.
Yeah.
Very short.
Too long a ride lines?
Yeah, we just weren't feeling it for some reason on this trip, which makes me sad because I love Magic Kingdom.
I feel like there's less have-to-do rides there, maybe?
I think so. It's more about the ambiance and the
I have to
atmosphere.
do Haunted Mansion.
Yeah.
And the other big thing, which probably would have taken another hour out of our day because we would have ridden a few times, was the People Mover.
Yeah.
That's closed.
That's closed, and
So
who
we
knows?
couldn't
They
ride
keep
that.
pushing it back.
We would have been on that a few
The
times.
People
each
Mover
day,
was
probably.
a huge loss for us.
Yeah.
We did ride the Tomorrowland Speedway for the first time. His first time. I rode it with my sister.
Yeah.
I'd say we're glad we did it because it was just kind of fun, giggle-inducing and fun. But I don't think we'll ever do it again.
No.
Yeah. It was like fun to have done it. But I don't
It
think we'll do
just
it again.
seems the least Disney thing there. I know it's
The
an
least
old
Disney,
ride,
yeah,
like from Disneyland.
It's something you could do outside of a Disney park.
Yeah. I
You
feel
could do
like
it at a local park.
It's down at the local go-kart.
Yeah,
Or
a little more
or
like that.
something like that.
But if you love it, that's great. And people love it because it's busy. But yeah, so we left early again. We went to Disney Springs. This ended up being big surprise hit at Disney Springs. So first we sat and listened to some music. It's so nice to see live music back because that's been missing because of COVID.
And we made this reservation like last minute.
We did. So we were sitting listening to this music. There was this cutest couple like dancing in the corner to all the music. It was a girl singing covers of other people's songs.
Yeah.
But really good, really fun, really relaxing. It was a cool night. And we made a random reservation at the boathouse.
We had made that before we left the park, I think.
We did. And we were thinking, we've heard good things about that and it looks like it might be a good place. Keep in mind, we don't like seafood.
Yeah.
So we made this reservation. It was fantastic.
That was really good.
We ordered this blueberry lemonade that they had recommended, so that was awesome. The food, we just, ordered the things that we liked. You ordered a club sandwich, turkey club sandwich, and a macaroni and cheese.
Yeah.
What did I order? It was so good, I can't remember what it was.
Oh, but
What did I
the
order?
rolls before the meal, those were like the best rolls ever.
The rolls
They
before the
were,
meal
like,
were amazing.
melt in your mouth.
Like sticky,
Goodness.
like sweet on them, and
Yeah.
butter.
They're so good.
What did I eat?
Hold on, let me look at the pictures.
What I do remember
Keep
is
talking.
it was delicious.
So delicious.
We are insane.
It made an imprint
I think we
in your
might
mind.
be insane at this point. Yeah, it was. The food was so good. The mac and cheese appetizer was just amazing. Those rolls were amazing. Everything was so good. The atmosphere was really cool. It was a cool place inside. The music was good. We enjoyed the little gift store on the way out.
It literally blew your mind because you forgot it.
The brain cells just fell out of my head because the food was so good. So while he's looking for what I was eating, I will just tell you that we liked the atmosphere there. We liked the music. We liked the little shop. We also stood and watched some of the amphicars go get shot down into the water. That was fun to watch.
I think you had a burger.
I did have a burger. Yes.
That was hard to remember.
I had a burger and fries. Yes.
But look at that mac and cheese. Ooh.
The mac and cheese, I think, was the highlight. It was so good. So we're going back there.
Yeah.
For sure. There was a few other things I would like to try on the menu too. They actually had a decent number of options for non-seafood.
Yep.
Considering we don't like seafood. So all that to say, go to the boathouse. We really liked it. Go watch Bob and Kelly's videos. Bob looks like Garth Brooks. Okay. Okay, then to contrast the really good music that we saw before we left Disney Springs that evening,
Oh yeah.
there was literally the worst music we've ever heard. Maybe not, but
Cat scratching a chalkboard.
she was singing Alanis Morissette's "Ironic," and it was a tragedy. Anyway, then it was Thursday, and Thursday and Friday were both cold. Thursday morning was so cold, I had him go back, take my jacket, and go back and get me a sweatshirt instead because it was too cold. It was also windy, and we almost lost Remy.
Yeah, Remy went for a tumble.
I have the little shoulder magnet at Remy, and he flew off and rolled down the boardwalk. It was super nice. We had breakfast in the morning at the Boardwalk Bakery, and it was a scene right out of the movie Birds. Go watch that video if you want, because I was super scared. There was a crow behind me. He was terrifying me. It was too many birds. And then we just kind of spent the day at Epcot. We walked around. We spent too much money in the Norway Pavilion. The Norway Pavilion got all of our money this trip.
Yeah.
Hung out outside the Japanese pavilion or the Japan pavilion for quite a while too. It was just really, really nice. Super nice weather. We ate at Regal Eagle Smokehouse again that day. Favorite. We love it. And then we took the Skyliner all the way down the line to Pop Century. So if you've been here for previous trips, you know we had a not amazing experience at Pop Century in December of 2018, where we got put in the middle, smack in the middle of a building full of little kid football players and their families. And it was loud and obnoxious and insanity. So we were kind of pouty about it. And because of that, we didn't enjoy the resort. We didn't walk around. It was our fault. But we didn't walk around. None of it. We didn't really enjoy it. Well, I ended up staying at Pop Century with my sister in October. And we had a very different experience. So I wanted to kind of show him the building we stayed in and just kind of some of the grounds and stuff. So we wandered around there. It was cool out, so it was fun. It was quiet. It was dark out.
Yep.
Wandered around there a little bit, and then we took the Skyliner back. And I think we just kind of had kind of an early evening that night too. We had a lot of early evenings on this trip. And then Friday we went to Hollywood Studios again. We ate at Sci-Fi, which Sci-Fi is our absolute favorite go-to restaurant at Disney World. We go there every trip. And if you don't know what Sci-Fi is, look it up. It looks like a drive-in theater. On the inside, the tables are shaped like cars. It's burgers, fries,
malts,
chicken, salad, malts,
shakes,
shakes. Just it's so much fun.
It's so dark and cozy in there. I love it.
Yeah, so much fun. The food is so good. And then we went to we also rode Rise of the Resistance again, by the way. 2 boarding groups on this trip. We also went to the Droid Depot, and I made a droid.
Yeah.
And that was super fun. It was really fun. It was a fun experience to go pick out all my pieces and get it all put together.
Their training is now complete. She is a Star Wars nerd.
It is, yes. And I love him. And I was just
Thank
playing
you.
with him the other day. I will say though, based on the hecticness in that place when you're putting your stuff together, pre and I would suppose post-COVID, it's probably a little bit nutty.
Yeah, it's a lot going on.
Yeah, it was every other space now because of COVID, so that made it easier. So I think I'm glad I did it when I did.
Yeah.
But it's about $100 to do. I think we ended up paying like maybe.
You got the bag. And
yeah, we paid a
chip.
little more than that because yeah, we got the souvenir bag and the extra personality chip. But it was really fun, totally worth it. I made the best type of droid, which is a BB unit.
Well, I guess your training's not quite complete.
BB-8 is the best droid.
R2.
No, BB-8. So I made mine in his image.
Purple.
He's purple and black, and his name is RM8. We explained that name in the other video, so you'll have to watch it if you want to know. And then we went back and got more Boardwalk pizza window pizza.
Yeah.
Second time we did that on this trip.
Yum yum.
So good. And then our last day, our flight wasn't until like 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock maybe in the evening. So the Magical Express picks you up like 3 hours before that. So we wandered around, we checked our bags with Bell Services. And then we wandered around the boardwalk. Really nice weather out again.
Walked around to the Yacht and Beach Club.
Yep, we walked through both the Yacht and Beach resorts. And then we had lunch at the Ale and Compass Marketplace, which is the little like quick servicey shop in the Yacht Club. Yeah, and you
gotta. Mine was alright.
You
It was a
weren't
turkey
crazy
club.
about yours with some
It was
brie
fine.
and an apple in it.
Yeah.
I had a ham and cheese, hot ham and cheese, and it was amazing. Almost as amazing as the burger I forgot about from the boathouse. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. It was really good. Super, super good. So that was really fun to just kind of have a chill day like that. And then we headed back to Bell Services and on to the Tragical Express.
At home.
And headed home. And this was a little longer than these usually are for us because we went through each day like that, but I think it's kind of fun. I mean, that's how I like to watch people, you know, give their trip reports and stuff for my future trip planning because it's fun to see what works for people.
Yeah.
And we still, I think, are of the opinion that less plans are better.
Yeah.
That's not going to work for everybody. You have kids, different things. But for us, less plans are better. I still preferred our no plan trip, but with COVID in the mix right now, less plans are better.
I feel like plans set you up for disappointment and failure.
Yep.
And if you don't plan anything, some of those are some of the funnest times we've had where we just kind of like, oh, here we are at
Should
this
we do?
place and
Yep.
it's ended up fantastic.
Yep.
But yeah, everybody's different.
For sure. For sure. That's has just been our experience. Yeah, I think that's it. Our next Disney trip isn't until January of 2022, which is really sad for us because we usually have one planned more quickly than that. So yeah, that's kind of depressing. But we are going on another trip soon, so there will be trip videos coming up in May. But anyway, yeah, that's the story of this trip. Hopefully this was not too long and babbly. And if you are actually still here, we love you. You're our favorite people. Otherwise, we'll see you in the next video.
And we feel kind of sad for you. No, just kidding.
We might feel a little sad for you too. No, not at all.
Bye.
Bye.